Welcome to another special feature. This time we are going to be focusing on the Warband mod. Sparta 1.1 is the version I'm playing on, but first, a new expansion pack for Mutant Year Zero is now available on Steam, featuring hours of new content, a continuation of the main story, and a new character, a deadly moose named Big Khan. Link in the description.
Believe that. Alive and kicking, stalkers.
The legendary stalker Big Khan thought you were dead.
We're on a mission to catch a Goran. We could use your skills. You still the legend they say you are?
We're going to be making our way over to the Start New Game button, and we're going to take a look and see what's going on here. In the year 431 BC, war broke out between the two major powers of Greece. It lasted for 27 years. It involved almost every Greek and the surrounding states. It concluded the golden age of the classical Greece. It is known as the Peloponnesian War. Alright, so we can start as a ruler if we so desire, or we could just start as an adventurer. I think we're going to be exploring both of these options, if I can remember to do so. So let's just continue onward and see what we can do here. So I have no idea what to play as, so I guess we'll just go for a warrior, military training, and then maybe we'll go for something like politician or something like that. Hard time of war. Alright, so far I'm actually really liking the aesthetic of this mod a lot, and we have 2 in persuasion, 3 in leadership to begin with 3 in power strike as well. Pretty nice. So I am all for choosing names. You know what? Let's just go for Elias. Why not? And I'm going to go for... Ooh, I'd like to get more in pathfinding if at all possible, but maybe it won't make any difference. But I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to focus on strength for the most part here, because I would like to be a really good fighter, and I think that is going to come in mighty handy. So we're just going to go for one-handed, two-handed pole arms, something along those lines, and we'll see how it goes. So, wow, we've actually got some pretty cool customizations here as well. Very much appreciating of that. And we're going to go for the kind of... Should we go for the standard Barney look, or should we go for something a little bit different? Maybe something like this. I think that would be pretty cool. Alright, so we can actually go to any of these areas. And I got to tell you, I'm not very well versed in this sort of era of history. And, well, this is... well, I do know about these two, obviously. And I think that is basically it. So, shall we play with Sparta? Shall we do the whole, you know, this is Sparta thing and then kick, you know? Shall we do something like that? Yeah, fine. Let's do that. Let's play as the Spartans, or we will play relatively, you know, with their units, and we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be... Whoa, I'm moving fast. I'm moving fast like no one's business. That's nice. Okay. So let's see what we can actually do here. I start with... Oh. I actually don't start with that much money. I start with a polearm, sturdy tunic, and some sandals. That's not really going to work out too well for me, but oh, look at this. Our little band here changes the sprite dependent on how many units you have in your army. I love that when a mod does that, because that illustrates exactly what you need to know without having to mouse over a particular enemy. So, for example, you know, if you're lazy like me and you see a number, or you know, next to an enemy unit, and indeed their army, and you don't want to you don't want to read it. Let's say you don't want to read it, but you see a massive amount of troops. You know that guy is not one to be messed with. Anyway, let's zoom out. As this is obviously a special feature, I would like to show as many features of the mod as possible. And by the way, if you'd like to download it, there is a link in the description too. Otherwise, wow. This is kind of expansive. Wow, there are so many villages. This is really nice. I know that a common complaint of people when there's a mod that has been released recently is that some mods do not have a lot of villages, and as a result, the world feels empty. You know, it feels like it needs something extra, and well, Sparta apparently has that in spades, because it is literally littered with villages all over the place, which is really, really nice for it. So that obviously makes a huge difference in terms of recruiting as well. It is going to make a big, big difference. Okay, so let's have a look here. I'm being attacked. Am I being attacked by these? Yes, I am being attacked by these guys. I don't know how effective these actually are, because they obviously have different names. But something tells me we might have some issues. Okay, so spears are apparently a big thing. I probably should have spec'd into polearms. Oh well, never mind. I have a pretty decent amount of power strike, good amount of iron flesh as well. I've got a pretty good amount of confidence in my abilities to, well, maybe do some damage with it. Who knows? And the first thing that I can see right here in this first battle is that we have that thing in the top left, that bar in the top left, that is giving us an idea as to how strong the enemy is going to be and how many units they have left, which is actually really nice. I love those kinds of things, because that means I don't have to go here. I don't have to basically be like, oh, okay, so they have, you know, if this was a larger battle, let's say, you know, if they had, let's say they had 300 and they put in 200 on the battlefield, and I wouldn't have to be like, oh, okay, I've got to work out how many they have left. Obviously, it's kind of simple to do that with such an obvious way, but when you're in battle and it's hectic, it's nice to have a visual representation of what's actually going on. These guys are going to murder us. Yep. Yep, there's nothing much I can do about this. I am probably going to die in many ways. There's not much I can do because, let's face it, I am, well, I'm basically outnumbered because I can't really do much myself. Oh, I love the spear animations. What? The spear animations are super fun. Wow, they've done a fantastic job with the spear animations, I gotta say. That is really, really cool. I like it a lot. Look at that. Look at the spear animations. They are so, so good. And you can actually use a spear from close up. I love it. I love it. That's really nice. The only thing, obviously, that I'm obviously not loving is the fact that I just got myself killed. But I can't really do much about it if these guys are super, super powerful. Do you think I could actually win against 7 of them if I go back in? Or I could just leave. You know, I don't think oh, I'm escaping. I'm escaping. Oh, yes. Thank you. Okay, I could actually join the tournament as well now, but obviously I am very low in HP. So it was nice to see, at least, that the new animations for the spears are fantastic. They're really good. And this guy's going to want to kill me, so I will try and murder him first. Look at that damage. That... Wow, okay, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, you can already tell that I absolutely love the new polearm animations. They are so incredible. They really are. Very, very nice indeed. Unfortunately, you know what I should have done? I really should have chosen a... I should have chosen a much stronger start, because then I would have a little bit more cash, and I'd actually be able to, you know, recruit some more units. But as it stands, I only have 50 dinars. So, yeah, also, I haven't mentioned this, but I am absolutely just awestruck by the surroundings as well. This is just a common tavern, but look at it. It is decorated absolutely wonderfully. The scene creator did a fantastic job here. I don't know whether it's just one person creating this mod or not, but if it is, whoa, oh yeah, you should definitely try this out. You should definitely download this mod right now and try it out if you want to. You don't have to, but I think it's a very, very obvious showing of passion for the modding community, for Warband in general. Fantastic, really nice. Okay, so we're actually just going to wait here for some time. Going to lose a little bit of money thanks to the dinars and the wages and things like that. And what I'm going to do is next time I see an enemy party, that's not really going to work. Yes, let's not go and attack those guys. Ooh, wow. I feel like the enemies, the bandits and things in the area are really harsh. Is that just me? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, let's just increase our power strike a little bit further. Let's increase our pole arms, because that is very much needed. And let's see if we can... we can't recruit anyone from there at the moment. There is actually a recruiting possible from... Oh, look at that. You can actually recruit other types of units from the towns. But they're not more expensive than the others. I'm actually unsure what these do, but I suppose we're going to find out. Let's Can I actually have a look at their gear? I can't have a look at their gear, but I can have a look at their stats. Pretty decent stats, actually. 140 weapon proficiencies in the main combat stats. And then what about these guys? What are these guys good at? These guys are not that good. They are not that good in comparison. I was going to say something much harsher. But yes, let's just move on then, shall we? Okay, hello. I do not want to attack those guys. I have 75% HP. Very low in terms of the amount of money I have. And I'm not entirely sure what I can do here. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I think we're going to go to the nearby town, and I will... Oh, hello. I might be able to... Do you think I can beat 13 of these guys? Are they running from me? I don't think so. Oh! Okay, hello. These guys are... Okay. Yes. Something tells me I am going to die. A horrible, horrible death. But thankfully we have these guys. And these guys are pretty good, you know? They've got some decent proficiencies. So, you know, they might surprise us. But as far as I'm aware, our enemy currently has 140... well, actually, wait a minute. These guys have 140. But I'm thinking our enemy has archery. And the archery... Oh dear. This is problematic. As you can no doubt tell, they are already shooting at us. And I'm not entirely sure how we're supposed to do this, but we're going to have to try our best. I love this overhead. I really wish I could have this polearm animation in every other mod that has polearms as a main thing, because it is so usable. Look at that. It is just so usable. And you can even use the thrusting ability as well. You can even use that, which is just crazy. Because in most mods that don't, you know, particularly focus... Oh, wow, we're going to die, like, so badly right here. Yeah, anyway, in most mods that focus on spears, they don't have... You know, they don't have the awesome overhead. They do focus on some of the thrusting, and they make the thrusting a little bit better, but as it stands right here, just look at how much damage I'm able to do with this overhead. It's so crazy. Obviously, I'm going to die here pretty badly because, you know, we're up against it. Like, literally up against it. And I actually really like the after-death camera as well. The after-death camera, you can actually run around with WASD, and you can use your mouse to look around as well, which I really love. That is a fantastic after-death camera. The mod creator has done a really, really good job. And don't let the fact that I am getting absolutely murdered by basically every single party at the moment discourage you from playing it, because let's face it, I generally do get these kinds of things most of the time. Whenever I create a special feature, I usually get the utter worst start in the history of the planet ever. So yes, that's going to happen. Could I be raving about this mod anymore? Well, I think I could, and I am going to, because as you can see right here, I've gone into the report screen, and the report screen, this is just fantastic. Look at this. There is all kinds of information here. Troop trees, political map, other information. What's other information? You don't own any estates. Okay, so that basically tells you about your estates and things like that. You can go to your character. You can see exactly what your character and your companions are actually using. In other words, you know, their gear and things like that. You can see how many fiefs everyone has. You can see the friends, enemies. You can see your controversy, which usually does not get shown that readily. You know, you need to go searching for it. And honor, right to rule, right there with renown. And it tells you obviously what you're doing and what you are and all that stuff. I think that's fantastic. Just this, and then you have the morale report, you have the force size and all that stuff, you have companion missions, and then you have your character report. As you can see right there, it just gives you your renown and so on and so forth. You're not part of any faction. There's my weekly budget. And then you have the troop trees, which I gotta say is also something I absolutely adore about mods that include them. If you don't include troop trees, then it's really difficult to kind of work out what you really want to be doing in a new mod, and I think it's really cool that they have included this. As you can see, this is Sparta, basically, and these guys that I have right here, look at this. Oh yes, you can even click on them to see their stats. Absolutely wonderful feature. They become these guys, which do have polearms, and they also have shields as well, and then they become these things. And these things are really good at using throwing weapons, are they not? Oh, maybe not. Maybe they're just really good in general units, which I'm very pleased about, actually, because I have a whole bunch of them now. So, yeah, and you can also have a look at the various other things as well. You can, well, take a look at basically anything you want, and I think that is actually fantastic. That is fantastic. I mean, I love troop trees. Anytime you can have troop trees, it's really, really great. And then you have an even more detailed faction relations report as well. So if you want to know who's at war against, you know, Sparta, for example, then we're at war against the Blues, as you can see right there, the Delian League. And you can obviously take a look at them, and you can see what they're doing and all that stuff. So they are right here. They are obviously Athens, you know. So, yeah, there's that. So that is pretty crazy. Oh, yeah, by the way, I did a little bit of cheating, because obviously that is the aim of the special feature. We obviously want to take a look at, well, what the mod has to offer, basically. I would like to be able to do a tournament, if at all possible, but I don't think that's going to be too easy. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. They've made an actual custom arena for the tournaments and the arena fights as well. I think that's fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look and see where and nearby. Okay, so I could technically go to Athens and I could go and fight, which I think we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. How much money do I have? 224. That's not that much. That is not that much at all, but I kind of want to participate in a tournament no matter what, just because I want to show you exactly what's going on with the tournaments, see if there's some custom thing going on with them. Seems like there's not anything custom right now, which is absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that, to be honest, but look! Oh, they give us cool armor too. They give us really, really cool armor. And obviously we're going to be using our polearm to good effect. Look at this, I've already eliminated 2 people, so I can basically just give up immediately. And now I just have 10 dinars to bet. If I had more money, then this obviously would be a lot more effective. But I don't think it really matters, to be honest. Look at that! I killed that guy so quickly. Oh, that's my guy. Yeah, but anyway, I killed that guy so quickly. This is like a dream for someone that is absolutely awful with polearms usually, i.e. me, because I really suck at using polearms, and you don't need anyone to tell you that. I do. I'm perfectly happy to acknowledge how bad I am with them, and I'm really, really surprised. Look at this. I am wrecking these guys, and usually I will not. Usually I will not have this kind of thing happen. So I am really very surprised, and oh wow, okay, I don't even know what to say. I think that I've said enough. I think you're probably going to be downloading this if you haven't already. You know, if you're into this into this era of history, of course. Fantastic. And you know what's even cooler? They've actually made it so that the tops of the helmets are actually the same color, you know, dependent on which team you're on. So if you're on the blue and white team, which is what we are currently on, then your teammate also has the same color on his helmet, which is fantastic. I love that little detail. That's a fantastic detail to have. And also, have you noticed how you can actually do overheads with the spear while you have a shield equipped? Is that correct? That's an overhead. And that's a thrust. Look at that. I can actually do overheads while I am using a spear with a shield? That's crazy. Look at this. I'm level 3. I'm level 3 and I just won a tournament. Now obviously I should say that my... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hello. Oh yeah, let's do this. I'm really excited about this. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. I'm going to be really excited if we can actually win this battle. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, after this battle, if we actually, well, it doesn't really matter whether I win or not, but the point is that after this battle, I'm going to be enhancing our progression, i.e. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to get all of the, you know, all of the highest tier units. Going to try and get a really powerful army together. We might do a vassal battle. I don't know whether that's really necessary because, I mean, you can already tell that this mod is of high quality. You can tell that already, you know. You can obviously tell that. And you can obviously tell that the mod creator has a huge amount of passion for this era of history, and indeed for modding in general, for supporting the game and all that wonderful stuff. And the one thing that I really want to test out, apart from obviously trying out the starting as a ruler thing, because I think that could be really fun too, but what I would really like to do is I would like to try a siege. And I think a siege is going to be super fun, because even if it doesn't have like unique siege mechanics or anything like that, I think that in general this mod is definitely worth your time. And usually I'm going to be supportive, right? So usually I'm going to be supportive of mods because I absolutely love when people have a passion for something and they are, you know, they're going to put their hard-earned time and energy into it. And I think that that's absolutely fantastic. Anytime someone's going to do that, I think that's really good. And I will wholeheartedly support that, especially when it is to do with modding and things like that, because it is a thankless job. It is really a thankless job. And that's exactly the reason why I created the special features in the first place, because obviously I want to try and give as much exposure to these people as possible, because even though, you know, I don't get a lot of exposure for them, you know, I'm not like millions or anything like that. I'm not getting millions of people to go to download their mod or whatever the case may be. And that's the point. I don't really need to. I would want to, obviously, because I want these people to get as much, well, shall we say, credit as they potentially can, because this is fantastic. And I've said this time and time again. That I really want to support the modding community of any game, really. It doesn't have to just be Warband, obviously. But because Warband is obviously a staple on my channel, generally I will tend to focus more on that. But obviously if I end up playing some other games and they have, you know, just as much of a dedicated modding community. I know Age of Empires 2 has a huge community still. And that's fantastic. I love that. You know, I love that these older games are getting passionate, enthusiastic communities behind them, and, you know, going from there. I think that's really awesome. Anyway, I did actually just gain a balanced dory, which is really... Oh, I also got a crude helm with 54 armor on it. Nice. Give me that. Thank you very much. Okay, so that is really cool. That is really, really cool. And you know what I'm going to do now? I am going to go off screen and I'm going to try and get a really powerful army. How much? Oh, wow. I can actually field 96? Why? How can I field 90? Does renown give me more? Because I've only got 41 renown. So there must be something going on that gives me more army capacity. But that just means that you can have even bigger battles. And even more enjoyable battles, which I think is a fantastic thing as well. Great. All right. I'll see you soon. Oh yeah, they did a fantastic job. As you can see, this is the siege. We're going to go in with our forces right here. I basically just leveled up the units that I had in my army. And you may be wondering, where did I get these guys from? The guys with the golden armor. Well, I actually went to a nearby town, and apparently if you have a little bit of extra cash, so if you have about 2,000 cash, you can recruit more specialized units. And those units... Oh yeah, they are pretty fantastic. They are really good. And, well, I don't think they're going to be good enough to deal with these enemies, personally. I don't think they will be, but they are cool anyway. I think it's cool that you can actually get those, because I was actually thinking to myself, surely you're not going to go to war with these guys in tunics, are you? You're not really going to go to war with those guys, are you? No. So... it's pretty cool that that is actually available. And as you can see, this is a siege. This is the siege that's currently going on. I don't expect to win this by any means at all, because obviously it is a special feature. I'm not prepared in the least for, you know, an actual siege. I just wanted to show what's actually going on with the siege mechanics themselves, and as you can see, it is fantastic. It's really, really good, because let's face it, once you eliminate the front line, then you're going to be running through the town right here, and you even have some slingers up on the rooftops as well. And yeah, the castles are also fantastic. I went into a internal castle relatively recently, and it was amazing. It was basically just as amazing as the tavern in terms of its, you know, decorations, and how it's been designed is really, really good. So top quality mod for Warband right here, absolutely. And I suppose, you know what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, this ladder could use a little bit of work, but obviously I think it is literally meant to be this slow so that you can actually get up there not as quickly to eliminate the enemy's archers or ranged units. I think that's probably the case, because let's face it, those guys they're kind of well, I was actually going to say they're kind of defenseless, but they murdered me. They murdered me pretty hard. Anyway, that will be it for us taking a look at the... wow, I just got murdered like no one's business. But yes, that will be it for taking a look at this. And we are going to then go over to the ruler character creation and see exactly what's going on with that. Alright, so here we go. Let us start as a ruler. We can choose our faction. Let's choose the Peloponnesian League once again. We are going to be playing as King Archidamos II of Sparta. Begin the reign. Alright, so that basically means that you get to start with slightly increased stats, as you can see right here, and I actually think that I might want to go for more charisma, because he is obviously the ruler. I would like to be able to do everything that he can do, and maybe a little bit better. So let's see if we can maybe get some Iron Flesh as well as pathfinding. That is certainly going to come in handy, and we should probably go for some prisoner management, and that will be good. Let's go for some throwing. Why not? Let's go for some throwing or something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to stay with the default face, and we'll just go to our court. Okay, so we start off with 15 units, okay, and we are right here. So we can basically... Okay, so how much money do I have? I have 10,000 dinars. So you can basically choose what you want to do with that, because obviously what you can do is you could, if you wanted to, maybe go and speak to the... Well, there's actually a whole bunch of different things that you can do here now. So you can manage the town. Doesn't seem to be too much in the way that you can do in terms of town improvements, but obviously that can always be added, you know, that can always be added. Maybe the mod creator didn't foresee that in his or her vision for the mod. So, you know, anyway, there's also a recruiter. So you can basically get a recruiter straight away, so you don't even need to go in to the castle. You can basically just go right here to the hire recruiter thing, and then you can do that. And this is the recruiting local soldiers thing, so that's exactly what I was talking about previously, where you spend 2,000 dinars, and then you can hire that. And you can hire them as, well, I think you can hire them as many times as you want. Or maybe not. No, maybe not. Anyway, I actually have... I have a party capacity of 390, which is kind of insane. As you can see, my character renown is 300 at the moment, so technically I could do that very easily. And you can also manage the garrison as well, so if I wanted to, I could literally just take all these guys, and then I could go to war right away. If I wanted to, I could go right over to Argos, right over there, and I could do some damage. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what I can do here. I don't care about the food at the moment. I'm just going to go in here, see what we can do. It's going to take 34 hours. Ugh, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? Alright, so here we go. I actually do have someone on my side because I believe he was in the area and decided to stick around. And as a result, we have some additional units to help us out, which is going to be pretty fun. Anyway, so yeah, you can currently see here that the odds are quite obviously not in our favor, but I am just so intrigued as to a different siege layout, because you can see here that this is a completely different siege layout to the previous one, and obviously we were attacking a castle before. This is an actual town, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit more harsh in its layouts and things. It's going to make things a little bit more tricky for us, but you can see we are just as effective with our polearm as we were previously, and I was playing as a much worse character. So yeah, that shows that in general, it seems like I can't even jump up the side here. That's kind of unfortunate. But anyway, it shows that it doesn't matter whether you're a really high level unit or a lower level unit. These polearms are really good, and you can basically use them with anything, and you're going to do pretty decent damage. Obviously, I am up against units that have good armor right now, so obviously it is going to not do as much damage, but we are using piercing. Piercing damage is the name of the game right here with these spears. So it does a lot of damage in general, you know, so nothing really to worry about there. And yeah, so basically that's it. That's the mod of Sparta. If you'd like to download it, there is a link in the description. I'd check it out. I would definitely check it out. See if it's something you like, because maybe there's a feature in here that maybe you don't appreciate. But personally, the amount of work that has been put into this is amazing. And I think it is definitely something that a lot of people are going to enjoy. And so I thank you very much for watching. And I will see you next time.